waiting for that. Okay. So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna start off with our sports. And we have just a few. I'll leave it open for you guys to kind of mention any other sports you guys can think of. And then the hodgepodge of different words, and then after that, food. Okay. So the first one we're gonna do is the sign for sports. So the sign for sports is you're gonna have 2 thumbs up, and you're gonna go sports. Like you just kind of bounce them back and forth. Yeah, sports, sports. Then we have soccer. So soccer is going to be 2 hands. I'm going to lift it up higher just so you see it more. Normally it's like kind of right around here. Okay. It's going to be, you're going to have your non-dominant sideways. Dominant is going to come in and kick. Like it's like you hit under. Like visualize this is the ball and this is the foot kick. So soccer, 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 soccer. Yeah. You want to like make sure your dominant still kind of comes like, I'm making it almost look like this kind of shape. Yeah. Like I'm kicking it. Soccer. Soccer. Okay. The next one is football. So football is going to be, you're going to have these kind of like open fives. Open fives. They're fives. I said open, but they're always open. And you're going to have them come to the side and come together. Football. Football. And the visual of this is, if you think about it, is like the opposing teams when they run, like, you know, when you play and they all collide, that kind of thing. Football. Have I told y'all the fun fact about football and the history? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So really cool. If you have seen a football game before, and you know how the football teams will huddle together in a big group. So you know how like they all kind of get in that circle and they all talk about their plays and everything. That actually started and originated from a deaf school. What ended up happening is that at a deaf school, we have football teams. We have a high school football team. And whenever they would compete against other deaf schools, they couldn't, you know, just stand in a line and talk because then the other team can see them. So they got in a group together and that's when they would sign and explain their plays. And there were these couple of hearing coaches that were, you know, just observing different schools and stuff and saw this group huddle and was like, oh, that's smart. And so they started it. And so that's now why in football, you see everyone huddle. It actually came from a deaf school. Sorry, that's like my favorite like little fact. Whenever we talk about sports, I'm like, did you know? And so, yeah, that's just a like fun little story. Okay, our next sport. Sorry, my dog, he's Henry. Please don't bark. Okay. You sound you don't.
Oh, I hear that.
Yeah, hold on.
I didn't know.
Okay. I told you he has a really loud bark. Okay. I've tried to warn. Normally I warn and I've been told, oh, we can't hear it. Well, that time y'all did hear it. I had to put him outside. Anyways, so back what I was going to say is baseball. So for baseball, what you're going to do is you're going to just have these 2 S's, baseball, baseball. So it's just like holding a bat, baseball. Then we have softball. So for softball, typically what we do is we just still do baseball and then we go ball. Like this is the sign for ball. So baseball, like big ball. That's typically what I've seen. Or like, again, if all else fails, is finger spelling soft ball. But like I said, most of the time I do see ball. Or like sometimes they'll even say like they'll add the girl, you know, for a girls team of softball, that kind of thing. They'll add a few things like that, more that description. Okay, we'll do, we got 4. Sorry, my list was only like 4 sports. I was like, oh, wait a minute, there are more sports. So we'll do one more sports that's not on the list, but we're going to add it and then we'll go back through. Okay. So the next sport I was going to add is track. Okay. I know that's like totally over. I have a lot of sports, I promise. Okay. So track is going to be 2 T's. and you're going to go track. So it's like our sports, but with T's. Track. Track. Okay, let's go back to the top. So we had sports, which was the thumbs up in sports. Sports. Then soccer. Football. Football. Baseball. Softball. Baseball. Ball. Feels weird verbalizing every sign I'm saying, but that's my way of saying which sign to use. Baseball, ball. And then track. Track. Okay, our next one is going to be basketball. So for basketball, what you're going to do is you're going to have, there are kind of two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the one that I see more common and then the one that's not as common. So basketball, you're going to have is 2 threes. You're going to bend them kind of like this. And you're going to go basketball. And you kind of do have it. Think about when like you're shooting a basketball, it's that kind of thing. Basketball, it's like up high. Basketball. Basketball. The other way I've seen is basketball. Yeah. Basketball. I see this, ironically enough, I see with my very athletic kids, like the boys who play basketball, they're like basketball. And I think it's a little bit to like show off, because they love, oh my goodness, you guys, you do not, and I won't lie, I'm very competitive. So when we have recess, I'm like, oh shit, let's play some basketball. And they're like, okay. And I'll beat them and they're like, excuse me, or like I'll get close, like and they're not expecting it. They always expect, like, I swear they think teachers are just like these like little old ladies who can't play any sport and just like calm. And I'm like, I will humble you so fast in any sport if I have to. And they love it though, because then they're like, come on, let's play again. And I'm like, okay. Or then I'll be like exhausted. I'm like, no, I'm done. I showed off. We're good. So that's what I always see with this one is like the little layup basketball. All right. The next sport I had it, volleyball. There it is. I had it and I lost it. Volleyball, I've seen 2 ways as well. Okay. So the first one is you have like 8 and you're going to go volleyball. Like you flick it up in the air. So like how our basketball is up here, you do it the same, but with flicking your 8s. Volleyball. The other one I've seen is volleyball, like the hand hits, volleyball. I do see the flicking more, volleyball. Okay. Then the next one we have is, oh my goodness, sorry, my brain is just like, every time I have a sport, it goes away. So I'm trying to like make it stick and it's just not sticking. Let me go back to this one real quick, my little old list that has it. So, where is this? Oh my goodness, how are you gone? There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, perfect, there we go. All right, our next one we're gonna have is swimming. So I know swimming is not always, some people don't think of it as a sport, but it can be, it is a sport, it's got a competition. So swimming is going to be, you kind of like have these hands and you go swimming. So if you were to say you're on a swim team, I would add swim and then team. Since I know that's kind of like, you don't always say like, oh, I play swim. You know, you don't say I play swim. You say, oh, I'm on swim team. So you do swim team. Okay. All right. Let's do, so then golf. Sorry, I was jumping. Golf is exactly what you think. Okay. I know it's awkward. Pretend it's down low. It's golf. So like golf, like you're putting. I was trying to, but then I was seeing everyone else and I was like, no, you don't go up with the golf, you go down. I was like, this is not working, I have to stand. Just go smacking, don't go whacking people with a golf club, please. Okay. The last one I have for this, and then I'm gonna add like words that are related with sports, is skating. Okay. So I know that's like, you're like, what, sports, skating? There's the roller derby team. Okay. I have a friend on it for Birmingham. We support. Okay. So I have to add it there. So for skating, you're gonna have these like, they're V's that turn into like that little hunch. You're gonna stick them up and you go back and forth. Skating. Skating.
Is that the same as like skateboarding?
No. So skateboarding would be like you'd put and then you like slide it, like skateboarding, like you're standing and skateboarding. This is like I would think of like for like roller skating. You can also do it for ice skating. Typically with that, I would do like frozen. Oh my goodness, I have all the hiccups. And then skate. So like froze. It's like your fingers curling because you're so cold. Frozen, like ice skate. Okay. Let's go through those few that we had. I know we kind of jumped everywhere. And then when we finish those, I will add words that we'll do words that are connected with like sports. Okay. So we had basketball, 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 or basketball, basketball, basketball. Then we had volleyball, 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 or volleyball, volleyball. Then we had swimming, swim team. I say swimming, but swim team, swim team. So swim team, swim team, swim. Then we had our golf, which was golf, golf. And then skating, skating. Okay. So the next word, the next group of words for the sign, sorry, he was scratching the door, is game. So the sign for a game, okay? This can mean a sports game. It also can be kind of related to like a video game, like playing a game. It's just any type of game, and it's game. So you have like your two thumbs up, and they tap game. Okay. And you want to make sure they like tap game. Game. Because then this is the next one is a challenge. So like I'm challenging you. It's gonna be a challenging game. It's challenge. So it's like they're coming together and they go up like they're headbutting. I always think about like when it's a challenge, you're kind of like equal, you know, it's not one stronger than the other. And so you guys are like equally challenged. Challenge.
For game, would that be the same as like athletics game or board game or any kind of game? Okay.
You would like fingerspell board game.
Yeah.
Add that little thing, but yes, exactly. Okay. And the next one we have is champ, like champions. And so it's going to be your non-dominant is going to be a pointer finger. Your dominant is going to be in a 3, bend those fingers again, and you're going to put it on top. Champ, 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 or champion. I mean, it's the same. It is the same meaning. Champ. Okay. Then we have win. So for win, there are 2 ways you can do it. One is it's really celebrate, but they also people also can use it for saying they won. And it's gonna be like these little X's, and you like I almost like have them like kind of closed X's, and then you circle. I think about if you guys when you're at football games, you know, and you have those little, I don't know what they're called, you know, where it has all the little like strings on it, and you're like, woo, cheering, that sort of thing. That's what it is.
Pom-poms? Shakers? Shakers?
Yes, shakers.
Okay.
You hold on the stick and cheer them. Guys, I told you, okay, my English is just deteriorated. My ASL skills have gotten better, but my English, ooh, it just goes down. It's not great. So yeah, like shakers. Exactly. The other way for win is, okay, I'm gonna sign it first and then I'll slow down because this one's kind of one of those weird ones. Win. Win. So what it is it's like you come together, like you slowly have like open hands, they come together, and then you celebrate. So win or win. Win. I'm gonna change it, not change it. The fist, go on top. Win. win, win. Mm-hmm. It's the visual is like you're grabbing, like you got it, like you got the winning game kind of thing. Win, win.
And you're keeping your hand in that S shape once you close it.
Yes, I know I started open. You can do kind of that open, but then I realized that might be just too confusing. So I'm leaving the down one as an S and coming up with a fist. Win, win, win. It's like I'm coming towards and closing, like I'm grabbing. I know this one's a hard one to like show. Win, win. That's why sometimes I just kind of do something. Win. Okay. Then for lose, and then after that, we will stop with our sports stuff. Is you're going to have your non-dominant up, and you're going to have your dominant in that like 2 or that V, and you're going to go lose. Like you just slide across the lose, lost. Interestingly enough, this sounds so sad. If you put an F there and you do that, that's fail. So yeah, it's very like, they're very connected. You lose, that means you fail. So. Okay, let's go through those again. We had game. Then challenge. Mm-hmm. Then we had champ. Mm-hmm. Champ. Mm-hmm. Then we had win/celebrate. Win, celebrate. And then win. Mm-hmm. And then lose. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any sports you guys can think of that you guys are curious of? Oh, I see someone immediately typing. I should have known. That someone was going to ask about pickleball. It's so popular. I have not seen one. I've seen finger spelling of that one. I think that one's just a little, I mean, I know it's been around, but I think it's still just a little too not popular enough that there's not been like a discussion about it, that they've decided on a sign for it or discussed a sign. So it's just been like pickleball. Boxing. So typically I've seen like fingerspell boxing, but there is wrestling. I know that's not it, but like there is wrestling. So wrestling is similar to like our football where we do this, but you already start with them together and you go back and forth. Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Again, visual of like, you know, when they're already like fighting and they're just like kind of keeping it back and forth. I know I'm not describing this great. I don't watch wrestling. I'm very clueless on wrestling. So, but yeah, wrestling. I've seen some people who will be like, you know, boxing, like, or things like that. MMA, I see again, they'll be like boxing, MMA, like they'll just kind of add that, or they'll think it's about longhand. I've not seen too many like signs. Now, that's not saying there isn't any that they may have. I just, you know, at a school, we don't really talk about much of MMA and combat stuff. So what? Okay. Sorry. My like computer was trying to like heart the message and add like a ton of different fancy things. I was like, no, leave it alone. So, but yeah. Okay. Let's go on to, a little bit of, I think we've actually done some of these signs, Miss Katie. I was looking at like, I know we haven't done different, but I think we did medicine, please.
Yes. So, yeah. Some of those we have done.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, if everyone's okay with it, I'm going to move on to food. That's fine. Okay. Because we always have at the end of class a hodgepodge class that, like, I think I've said it before, where we just kind of put like a bunch of different like types of groups in. So we can always do that if there's a few words that we miss or whatnot. So let me scroll back to my food list. Here we go. Okay, perfect. So the first sign we're going to do for the food signs is we're going to do the sign for food itself, and it's food. Food. So like a little O and you tap. It's important you do tap multiple times, at least twice, for food. The reason for that is one time is the sign for eat. So I think I've talked about this with some other signs where multiple taps will mean like the noun itself, while like the one time means the verb meaning of the kind of context. So that's one of those. Food, eat. Okay. So the first set of food signs we're going to do is the sign for fruits. Well, group of fruits, and we're going to start with fruits. So it's going to be an F. You're going to put the point of your F on the corner of your mouth, and you go fruit. 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 Our first fruit we're going to do is apple. And so apple is going to be an X, and you're going to put it on the side of your mouth again, apple. Apple. Then we have orange, orange, orange. And this is like, again, the color for orange. If you guys have seen the color video, orange. Then strawberry. Strawberry is going to be a thumb. Your thumb. You're going to have the like pad of your thumb touch your chin. Strawberry. Strawberry. Have I told you guys the funny story about this one? I don't think I have. I'm trying to remember. I
don't think so, but this is disappointed.
Secret.
Yeah. Okay.
So the back of your nail on your chin is like secret. If you go down across, that's patience. Like you start at your nose and scroll down. So you can very easily see there can be some easy confusion on that. For the longest time, I could not for the life of me get strawberry and secret right. Okay. Like I kept flipping them, and I would literally be in the middle of conversation trying to say like they had strawberries, and then I would go, and they would just go, what are you? And I say, the fruit. And they go, oh, strawberries. I have said so many times to people secret when I mean strawberries. And they will look at you so puzzled because they're like, surely she does not mean, It's like, I'm not a big fan of strawberries. I know some people love them. I'm sorry. And I might be like, I don't really like strawberries. And then I'll be saying, I don't really like secrets or something. And they're like, we're talking about food. Where's she getting secrets in? And I'll be like, and they'll go, do you mean strawberries? And I'm like, yeah. So that's always the thing.
Well, thank you for forever confusing the two in my mind.
I try to say them to like help because like now that because every time I think about it, it makes me like stick better with it. I don't know. I always kind of like, I purposely with this one will now like put it on my lips like it's a secret. I'm not talking about it. Whereas like strawberries like on my chin. But I really wish they hadn't had those two so close together. I just think it's silly. I don't know why. But yeah, I hope I did not confuse y'all. Strawberry. Secret. Okay. The next fruit is grapes. So your non-dominant hand is going to be flat. Your dominant hand is going to be in like these slightly like bent, and you're going to go grapes. So like, okay, yeah, I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see. It's like I'm tapping on my fingers and coming in the back. It's like the bunches of grapes. Like if you were to look at your hand as you tapped, it's like your hand right here is the vines that all connect it, and then the grapes are just kind of splatted everywhere on it. Grapes. Okay. And then we'll do one more fruit, and then we'll review. The next one is banana. And so banana is banana. Super easy. You're just peeling the banana. I was so happy because banana is one of my favorite fruits. And I was so happy. It's like, yes, that is such an easy one to remember. Especially after the strawberry incident. Oh man, I was like, no, I need something easy, guys. So banana. Okay, so let's go back. We had our food sign. Food. Then eat. Then fruit. Fruit. Apple. Apple. Orange. 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 Strawberry. Strawberry. Grapes. Grapes. And then banana. Banana. Okay. The next fruit I have is peach. So peach is going to go peach. And it's like the peach fuzz, that kind of motion. That's what I think of whenever it's like touching like the cheeks is peach fuzz. Peach. Then we have lemon. So lemon's going to be an L. Thumb is going to be in the corner of your mouth again. Sorry, I know I did this, but I was just pointing to the thumb. And you go lemon. Lemon. Then we have tomato. So tomato doesn't have technically its own its sign that's just for itself. It's two signs together. It's going to be the sign for red and then slice. So you'll go red, red, slice. So it's like I'm slicing it. So red, slice. Okay. All right. Let's go. The next one I have is we're now on vegetables. So we have the sign for vegetable, which is a V, and you go vegetable, vegetable. So the first one we have is corn. There are two ways you can do it. The first one is it's going to be a pointer finger, and you're going to start like I'm going to come closer so you can see it. Corn. So it's like I move it forward. Corn, corn, corn. And you want to make sure it's like keeping it straight. Corn, like corn, corn. This one can be a little bit confusing because it's very similar to like brushing your teeth. So, because like brushing your teeth is like the motion of like this, like bouncing back and forth. So corn can be a little bit of a confusing one, but I do see this one more often. The other corn is like baby C's, what I call it, and you go corn, corn, and you go across corn, corn. Okay. The next one is potato, and then after potato, we'll review. So potato is going to be your non-dominant. It's in a fist. You're going to have kind of like the back. Your dominant is going to be in that V, bend them, and tap. Potato, potato. This is also the sign for chips, potato chips as well. I always think about like, I know people are always like, how do you identify chips versus potatoes? Depending on context, most of the time is what's going to help. If you're, because you know, you're not always, I mean, you could, someone's going to correct me on this one day, but you could have like steak and chips instead of steak and potatoes. But most of the time it's that kind of common, like, oh yeah, when you have meat, like have steak, you're going to have potatoes with it. So if it's some, like, if you're having like I would say a combination of like two things that are together that are not commonly put together, like chips and steak, I would like add that fingerspell of chips. You can always fingerspell chips to add. It's not a long one to spell. Or like if you're having hot dogs, you know, you don't always have hot dogs and potatoes, you have hot dogs and chips. That kind of thing is those kind of similar connections or kind of that assumption kind of thing. But like I said, if you are having it where it is like slightly off, like you're having like hot dogs and potatoes, like actual potatoes, then I would maybe like finger spell to add that. Like I would even be like, you could say like not chips, like potatoes, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go back. So we ended on banana. So now back to peach. So peach. Then lemon, lemon, lemon. Tomato, red slice. Then we had vegetable, vegetable. Corn, 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 or corn, corn, corn. And then our last one, potato, potato, potato. So if you were going to say sweet potato, you would still do potato. What you would add is the sign for sweet, which is sweet, sweet, sweet potato, sweet potato. Okay. All right. Our next one is cabbage slash. Cannot talk whenever I say this.
Hey, Gillian.
Yes.
Ashley had asked about French fries.
Oh,
while we were doing potatoes, you know.
No, the best part is I too was sitting there going, I should add French fries here. And I went, no, it's later on. No, I'm going to add it now. I'm glad someone else was thinking it too. French fries is going to be, it's going to be an F and you go French fries. So it's like you're dipping them. French fries. But no, that is a very important question. French fries are very important, okay? I was trying to not do my little potato thing, but like I will fully say like if I had to eat one thing for the rest of my life, it's potatoes, okay? Because you can cook them so many different ways, like there's no end. So and I always add this every time we talk about potatoes. I'm like, guys, potatoes are literally that's it, okay? It's the best. So that's just my little spiel, my little short one on it. Some classes have had longer spiels about that, so you guys are very fortunate for shortness. So what I was gonna say, the next one for cabbage slash lettuce, I cannot say those back to back, is they typically are used for like you use the same sign for them. There is one I've seen, not as often, but I have seen, so I'm gonna add it just to show you. But like I said, it's not one I commonly see. This one I'm about to show you is the more common one, and it's going to be this like open, like it's so bent open 5, and the palm base of your palm is going to go cabbage. Do not hit yourself too hard. It's just a gentle little tap. Cabbage or lettuce. I visualize with this, if it helps, is like a head of lettuce. Like, you know, if you look at it when you're peeling a lettuce, it's all connected. Yeah, lettuce. The difference I have seen with this, that's like the second one, is it'll be an L on the side of your head. L. Very rarely have I seen it. I've seen it a few times. I see this one more often, you know, cabbage or lettuce. I've seen this one more often. Okay. The next one is pickle. So pickle is going to be this like P, the P, but really it's up like a K. Your middle finger is going to come to the corner of your mouth and go pickle, pickle, pickle. If you notice, there's a common occurrence of anything that's kind of like sour, like a pickle or a lemon. It's gonna be in the corner of your mouth because I'm gonna add it here. Actually, this one, yes, I knew I'd put this in a good list. The sign for sour is a pointer finger and it's sour, sour. Now, I would recommend if you can try to like purse your lips like you bit into something sour, like sour. The reason for that is because this is also the sign for candy. Is like going back and forth. So you have candy and then sour. I try to do one like sour, like ooh, like that was tart. It's also tart, sour, tart, very similar. Pursing of the lips. So that's why that pickles here and lemons here, because they're all tart and sour. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad. Sorry, I'm so proud that I put pickle and sour right next to each other, guys. I was like, yes. Okay. The next one I have is which we've already done, which was sweet. So sweet, sweet. This can be talking about like it's sugary, or it can also be talking about someone, oh, she's so sweet. She's sweet. It can be the same. Sometimes it can be sometimes different words can be different like that, but this one is one that kind of correlates together. Sweet. Interestingly enough, the sign for diabetic is diabetic. It's just like the same. It's like sweet. Yeah. So that is another one too, just adding it there because you can be like, oh, sugar diabetic. Makes a lot of sense when you go, oh yeah. The first time I ever saw it, I was like, because I was always curious, and I finally asked them, what is the sign for diabetes and diabetic? And they're like, I was like, oh, it's the sign for sugar itself. Okay, you get it. Got it. Okay. The next one I have is hot. Now, for hot, this is as in like it's really, really like it's hot, not spicy hot. It's just like hot. Okay. So you're going to start with this like kind of bent open 5. You're going to have it in front of your face and you're going to go hot, hot, hot. This can also be hot, like as in it's hot outside. It's hot here, you know, hot. Sometimes people will also do the common one of, you know, like, oh, it's hot, like it was hot, or fanning themselves like it's hot outside. That is another one too, but hot. Okay. Then we have the sign for spicy. Okay. So spicy is going to be spicy. I'm showing it first and then I'll sign it. Oh, well, most of y'all got it. Good. I don't know. I always like struggle to think like this one's, you're wiggling your fingers as you do it. So it's like spicy. If you guys remember when we did animals, did I show y'all dragon? Oh, I can't believe I did it. Dragon's the back of your hand and flickering. And it's like, I think of the flames because that's what it is. This dragon, like the flames are coming out of the mouth. And so whenever I think of spicy, I think of it's the same thing. Like it's coming into my mouth. It is so hot. Oh my gosh, my mouth is on fire. That's what I think of with the spicy. Spicy. Okay. Last one, then we'll review. And then the next one is cold. So cold. Cold. It's like you kind of curl up, like you're so cold, like you're freezing. Cold. Cold. I have seen some also do like it's frozen. Like if you're eating something and it's so cold, it's frozen, and be like, it's frozen. It's still cold. Frozen.
Hey, Jillian,
Yes.
today in Montgomery, I said to the fourth graders who were acting a little crazy, I said, y'all freeze. And I went, freeze. And I was so proud of myself. And then I was like, what am I doing?
You're picking up the signs. You're applying them. I do it all the time. Like all the time. I sign to people everywhere, even if they have no idea what I'm saying.
It was great emphasis. If they weren't listening, at least they saw me.
Yes. Okay. So let's go back. So we had cabbage and lettuce, just cabbage. Cabbage. Then we had pickle. 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 Then sour. 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 I love like I mean I go like I just curl into my face on that one. Then sweet. 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 Hot. 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 Spicy. Spicy. And then cold. Cold. Okay. So my next set is going to be more like entrees. So the first one I have is the time for pizza. There are two ways to do pizza. The first one is going to be pizza. So it's like you're holding a slice. So like this one, yeah, pizza. Like it's curled pizza. 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 The other one is going to be you'll have this two, bend the fingers, and then you make a Z. Pizza. Pizza. This was the one I saw more often when I was younger. But now where I work, it's always pizza, 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 pizza. It's never this. It's like very rarely this now. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go to pizza. Excuse me. Okay. The next one is salad. So for salad, you're going to have like open hands again, flip them up, and you're going to go salad. Salad. And it's like tossing the salad. I think of like Olive Garden when you go and they're like, you know, doing the tossed salad in front of you, that kind of thing. Salad. If you were going to do a specific type of salad, like Caesar salad, anything like that, you would finger spell the words before. So like Caesar salad. Okay. The next one is hamburger. So hamburger is going to be hamburger. Hamburger. It's like you're forming the patties. Hamburger. Hamburger. If it was going to be cheeseburger, you'd add cheese before it. So cheese is going to be non-dominant sideways. Dominant is in this, again, this weird, we're doing a lot of this hand shape tonight, this weird bent open five. And you're going to put the palm on top like this and go back and forth. Cheese. 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 This is also for like, if you're talking about like a cheese pizza, like just a plain old cheese pizza, you would just do cheese pizza or like pizza cheese. Okay. The next one is fish. If you guys remember from when we signed fish, it's the same one, same sign, fish. Again, you guys remember when we did it, I said if you were trying to be specific about a kind of fish like tilapia, flounder, you would have to fingerspell those. Okay. The next one is then spaghetti. So spaghetti is the same sign as pasta, okay? So these go together. You're going to have your pinkies. You're going to start together, and then you spiral. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. I mean, really, this is the sign for pasta itself. I have just definitely seen this one used more for spaghetti. Spaghetti. Okay. Let's pause. No, we have a few more. Sorry, I was skipping and I was like trying to remember the last time we reviewed. The next one, well, no, we'll just go ahead. It's like different categories. That's why I was like, oh, we're just gonna move on to breakfast now. So the next one is egg. So the sign for egg is going to be 2 H's. You're going to have them on top of each other, and then you break. Egg. So it's like cracking the egg. 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 Then we have bacon. So bacon is going to be, again, those H's, and then you're going to turn them flat like this. They're going to be together, and you're going to go bacon. 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 So it's like the little bumps when you cook the bacon, how it gets all bumpy. Bacon. Bacon. Okay. Last one, and then we'll stop and review. Then the next one is bread. So for bread, this is like, I typically see this one a lot for like almost the different kinds of bread as well. So like when talking about rolls, like those kinds of things, I'll see bread and then maybe finger spelling afterwards. I think of like different kinds. It's just a generalized, I do see this one a lot for just like any type of bread you have. So like sandwich bread, white bread, whole wheat bread, those kind of things you like either finger spell it beforehand, or if it's not really that important to the conversation, like you're just saying you had bread this morning, just saying bread. And it's going to be like you have your non-dominant sideways. Some do kind of bend it shorthand too, but I'm going to do it the full way right now. And your dominant hand's going to be that bent, and you're going to go bread. Bread. And it's like the slices, like when you have a loaf of bread and it's all sliced across, it's bread. And that's why I was saying some will do short, like it's like bent. Either way, bread, bread, bread. Like for example, toast. That's where it was. I was like, I knew there's another one. I do bread and then I finger spell toast. Bread, toast. That, y'all, okay, as we're about to do a review, there was my first year teaching. One of my kids came in and like they get breakfast food in the cafeteria, and he came in and he was talking about like his stomach was hurting or something, and he was telling me what he had for breakfast. And he was like trying to describe it, but he didn't know what kind. And he kept going bread. And I was like, okay, you had bread. And he was like, then he was trying to describe toast, but he couldn't finger spell toast. He couldn't remember the spelling for toast. And he was like, and he's like, it's like square and it's like brown and black. And I was like, what? And then I thought, oh, a cinnamon roll, like bread, like the roll, like this. And he's like, no, it wasn't a spiral. And I was like, okay, like a pancake? Like I'm trying to like get with him because he just keeps saying bread. And I'm like, does that mean actual bread? Are you talking like it went on for like 15 minutes, y'all, of me like trying and showing pictures because I'd be like, this, or he'd be like, what is that? And I'm like, you what? And I'd have to show him like 20 different pictures, like waffle, like what is this? Finally, and like my other students I joined in trying to help like clarify this, and we could not get this together right. Like I was like, dude, what is this? And then finally he was trying to say toast. He's literally just saying toast. But like for some reason, there was no connection between the two of us. And I was like, I looked at him so mad. I was like, boy, toast, finger spell it for me. So he finger spelled it. And I was like, we cannot have this again. Like we've got to make some connection somehow. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, and I know it was my fault too for not like connecting bread with toast. I don't know where I kept going with cinnamon rolls and waffles and pancakes. I don't know. It was a hot mess. Okay. It was an early morning apparently, but we both struggled and I will never forget that. So just a little fun story about toast. Okay. So let's go back. So we had pizza, or pizza. Then we had salad. Then hamburger. Then cheeseburger. I think I only just added cheese. Sorry, you add cheese to it. So cheeseburger. So cheeseburger. Then we had fish. Then spaghetti / pasta. Spaghetti. Egg. 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 Bacon. 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 And then bread. Bread. Or bread. Bread. Okay. So now let's go on to how you would talk about breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. I'm gonna do breakfast last. I know that sounds crazy, totally out of order. There's a reason for it. Let's start with dinner. We'll go backwards. All right. So the sign for dinner is you're gonna have a D, and you're gonna go dinner. 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 D. Dinner. Then we have lunch. Same thing for lunch. L. Lunch. Lunch. And you just tap it. Lunch. Breakfast has a few different ways. And one of them can be a little confusing as something else. I think we're all adults, so I'm going to say confusion for beer. So sometimes what people will do just to be on the safe side is they'll go morning food, breakfast. I have seen someone just do breakfast with a B here. Beer is around here too. That's why it's very close. So beer, not beer, breakfast. I flipped them again. I knew I was going to do that. Breakfast. It's like I'm brushing it across my like mouth a little bit. Breakfast. I typically go breakfast food. Like I'll go food morning, like breakfast. Breakfast. But sometimes like, a lot of our kids, like at my school, they, are still learning how to spell and things. So it's like, they'll just kind of put that B there to make it easier, like dinner, lunch, breakfast, that sort of thing. So I would recommend though trying to do more of that morning breakfast food, just to be on the safe side. Okay. The next one is going to be our desserts, and then I will let you guys ask me any signs you guys have. Okay, because I know I've given you guys a lot tonight. So the first one is cookie. So the sign for cookie is you're going to have a little C again, and you're going to bring it to your mouth. Cookie. Cookie. Okay. The next one is then chocolate. So chocolate is going to have your non-dominant in a fist. Your dominant hand is going to make this C, and you're going to circle motion on top. Chocolate. Okay. Real quick. There's a funny little story that Miss Katie and I love every time we talk about this, is how chocolate and another sign are very, very similar. Couldn't be more like almost opposite in the sense, is the sign for chocolate in church. Okay. So this is chocolate. You circle it. Church is tapping a C on top. Church. And the amount of times this gets flipped is ridiculous, especially with people learning ASL. I can include myself in that a few times. So chocolate, I think about like it's chocolate. Like I like to think with this, it helps me is like chocolate sauce, like you're drizzling it on top, like in a circle motion, whereas like church is like a tapping. So chocolate, church. Okay. We just think, I know I saw her face and I was like, we think about this every time we do chocolate or church. It's always just there. So I have our chocolate. The next one is vanilla. So vanilla is going to be a V and it's on top as well. Okay. Then we have cake. So for cake, there are two ways you can do it. One is going to be more like a cupcake. But if you do either way, it's not like, obviously it's not the end of the world. If you're really that concerned, I'd fingerspell. So it's cake. This one is more used for, I use this one for all, but this one I do see more used for cupcakes. And then cake is a C and it's cake. Cake. It's like sliding it across your hand. Cake. Cake. Okay. Then we have pie. Okay. So pie is going to be your non-dominant is palm up, and you're going to go pie. It's like you're making a slice into it. Pie. So if you were going to say you have a chocolate pie, like you like chocolate pie, you would go chocolate pie. Or chocolate chip cookie. That. So you would do chocolate. You could just do chocolate cookie. I feel like most people would get that. But I would, if you're being really specific, chocolate chip. You finger spell chip and then cookie. Okay. The last one, ice cream. Okay. So ice cream is going to be an a fist of an S, and you go ice cream. Ice cream. This is also like popsicle, any kind of like frozen treat ice cream. We had Kona Ice come and visit us last Friday, and our kids were very mad because we said ice cream and we didn't like clarify that it was Kona Ice, not ice cream. And I had one kid come up to me and goes, "You said ice cream." I was like, "We all said ice cream. Why are you coming at me? Like, you're not even my like homeroom student. Why are you coming?" Like, I swear they just feel the most comfortable coming and fussing with me. And I'm like,
I'm with your students here. That's a big difference.
it is, but
I'd be mad too. Thank you,
My-
Ashley. Yeah.
my homeroom, I finger spelled Kona Ice. It's ice. It's ice cream ice. It's frozen. It's not like,
Well, you're absolved, but that kid's teacher is not. So
I was like, what? But it just was like, they came up to me like, I thought you said it was ice. I was like, are you coming at me? I said ice. Like, I don't know. They just like to come. I think it's because I'm the youngest one. So they're just like, I'm not afraid to come and bicker with you. I'm just like, it's not my fault. Don't come at me. Okay. Let's review these and then I'm going to leave it open for you guys. All right. So we had dinner. Then lunch. Then breakfast, morning food. You don't really have to do the, like, I know I keep showing it, but you can just go like morning food or food, morning, either way. That kind of like one hand, like when I showed you good morning, that kind of similar thing, food, morning. Then we had cookie, chocolate, then vanilla. Then we had cake or cupcake first, sorry. Cake slash cupcake, like I said. And then cake, that's the cake. And then pie. And then our ice cream. Okay. Are there any signs you guys are curious of food-wise or anything else? I know it's been I knew lime was going to be one. I had a gut instinct when I said lemon. This is a group that someone's going to ask about lime. There are two ways I've seen. One is finger spelling just lime. Another one is I've seen some people do green lemon. I know lime doesn't really have one like of its own. Like I've said, some people will do like some way, like description, like describing things kind of comes into play. So like green lemon is a lime, or like they'll finger spell lime. Maybe it could be just more so because I'm around kids who can't always finger spell confidently that they will just say green lemon because it's the closest thing they got. But it is stuff I do see. So yeah. Ooh, popcorn's a good one. Okay. Popcorn is you're gonna go popcorn. It's like you're flicking your fingers up. Popcorn. I do love me some popcorn, so yeah. Popcorn's great. Any other food you guys can think of? And while they're typing, I'm gonna say I do apologize. I know it's a very heavy class right now.
Have we done soda?
No, I don't think we have. I don't think we haven't done drinks. I'm gonna try to do a few of the short ones, the basics real fast. So one person did say hungry. So hungry is gonna be the C, and you're gonna start kind of at your collarbone and go down. Hungry. One time. Do not bounce back and forth. I'm not gonna say it here, but it's not nice. So, or not polite, I'll say. It's not being insulting, but it's not polite. Hungry. I say that as I was going back and forth a few times. So that's just I'm trying to show. All right. Tea and coffee. So coffee is going to be 2 fists, and you're going to go coffee. It's like you're grounding the coffee beans. Coffee. Okay. Then we have tea. T's, you're going to have your non-dominant in a C. Your dominant is going to be in the F, and you're going to spin and circle. It's like you're circling, like spinning stirring in like the tea. Tea. If you were going to say sweet tea, sweet tea. Sweet tea. Soda, real quick here, is you're gonna have your non-dominant kind of in this, like, it can be an open C or it can be like a O, either way. Mine kind of changes depending on when I'm doing it. That's why I was saying it. And you're going to like have your middle finger make that flicking motion, like you're opening it. And then, so it's like you open it and slam. Soda. It's like the visual, like if you were to shake up your soda can and you open it and like the soda fizzes come out, like that. Soda. There are no specific signs for like Coca-Cola, Sprite, any of those. You would have to finger spell like Coke, Sprite, things like that. So that is for that. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is you're going to do peanut and then butter. So it's like that, it's not one of its own. So peanut is going to be your thumb, and you're just like, you're literally like flicking your teeth. Okay. Like I'm touching my teeth as I do it. You don't have, like, if you really can't, if you have like a thing where it's like, that's just, I can't do that. You don't have to, but most of the time it is like you flick your teeth. Peanut. And then butter is going to be non-dominant hand is up. You're gonna mean this kind of like that closed three, and you're going to like pet, like, I don't even know how to, I guess pet your like palm. So peanut butter. And I know it's going to come up. Jelly is jelly. You finger spell jelly. I knew that was going to come up. Someone's going to say peanut butter jelly. So peanut butter and jelly. You can do PB and J if that's also a comment, like, because that's kind of common too. Okay. I know I'm trying to throw them. I'm sorry. I know it's going fast. Honey is going to be in this again, the 3 closed fingers, and you're going to have it on your chin and go honey in a circle motion. Honey. Olive oil is, you finger spell olive, and then you can do oil, like I would finger spell oil, olive oil. No, because that's more grease. I was sitting there trying to think, because this is like grease, like your dominant is like the drippings. But yeah, because I almost said like this for oil, but I was like, that's like more grease than like oil. I have some people go olive oil and then like do this motion. This is used for really kind of any sauce, like any type of sauce. And I know it's not even just like sauce, anything that's like a liquid that you drizzle. So like oils, anything like that. If you were to call someone honey, I guess you could technically go honey. It's not as often as like if you were like saying sweetie or like sweet, like you're sweet. But if you did do this, I think you could get, like, it'd be fine. I don't typically, I always go sweetie. That's what I'm like, honey. You could, I think it shouldn't be, I don't see someone going, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, I think they would catch on, like, you're calling them a nickname, that kind of thing. Any other signs you guys can think of? I see typing, that's why I was waiting. Okay, full.
Look,
Okay.
next week we should do places.
Yes.
So we can do church again.
With our little chocolate.
Yeah. But if anybody comes up with if you've got any signs that you want to cover or anything you want to review, we could do that next week too.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to do full, and then I'll stop it there because I know we're after the 6:30. So full is going to be, you're going to like start here with your dominant, and you're going to go full. This also can be used to say fed up, like you are just so full of it. Like, I'm so done. I am fed up. Typically the difference is your facial expressions. If you're full, you'll be like I'm full, like I ate a lot, like, versus I am fed up. And I will tell you now, this one can do some damage. If you're not careful, you can hurt yourself, okay? I had a teacher friend, like one of my coworkers, she bit her tongue because she was like, and then got it right as like she hit it, and like she bumped her chin. So just be careful with this one when you're signing it. So, but yeah, full. Okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of y'all's week. I know this was a lot tonight. Food is kind of one of those ones that is kind of crazy. I think our next week one will probably be feelings and places. We'll put those 2 together. So kind of.
Oh yeah, descriptions and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think those 2, because places, there's not there's many places, but there's not that many signs because the basics. And then our feelings. So yeah. All right, you guys, like
Okay.
I said, hope you have a wonderful rest of y'all's week, and I will see you guys all next Tuesday. Bye,
Thank
guys.